coming to you at Rack Ranch with an Abundance Gift Shop update today. I am so excited. As many people know, in 2009, I walked away from a blossoming professional life in data integrity management and with a hint of financial planning per se and financial life, and to come home and be a full-time wife and homeschooling mother to one child, and then we had two more along the way. And so I've been home since 2009, personally focused on all of that, and I brought a lot of my professional life home and just applied it in my home first and foremost. In 2015, we formed Rack Outreach and Missions nonprofit. My husband and I co-founded that in October of 2015 when we arrived here at Rack Ranch. Through that is where I started to, again, take my now then personal life and apply it as a gift through, and still start professionally through the nonprofit. Fully gifted over 90% of everything of myself that I could give outside of my personal life. Very fine line of what became personal and professional, honestly. So anyways, I'm happy to report, Abundance Gift Shop is now a 1-year-old baby business that is personally mine, that we formed outside of the nonprofit, and my husband and I are co-owners, but it's my baby that I get to blossom and grow. And it's been very entangled, and it was, again, most of what I've done in my personal life and professional life has fueled through the nonprofit and was mostly gifted. So here we are a year in, and I am now more of a partner to everything that runs through Rack Outreach and Missions, and also our other 3 small businesses that we formed. The Abundance Gift Shop work that I give and work through here is that data integrity management work and financial planning and financial management is fueling from my Abundance Gift Shop business. That is what has been able to keep me home, has helped develop things I'm able to do through the nonprofit, has helped form the 4 small businesses that we now are operating and have started, and again, that are all Rack Lane Properties is now 2 years old. In September will be 2 years old, and our other 3 small businesses, Cholesterol King and Queens, this one, Abundance Gift Shop, and Safety Third, are now a year old in May, this past May. And Abundance Gift Shop, obviously, it was handling a whole lot of stuff, and I have passed off the donation handling, though, is moved back over to the nonprofit. I still partner with them. I still volunteer personally. I still manage and direct a whole bunch of it, still a lot of it, but we're working to where we can actually help have employment under the nonprofit to be able to handle the different community service projects and donation handling over there. And the Abundance Gift Shop is just kind of mostly a place where for me to be able to work from again. And so I've been in a slow downsizing even of the items that Abundance Gift Shop handles and manages, just so I can actually go back to focusing on the actual more financial groundwork of all the things and all the connections that I have come to work with in this past decade, and also, again, what the connections that I'm personally making through the nonprofit is work that I'm bringing back to my now new founded personal business, and either offering of my services or donating my time and my services to some, and also then us taking on clients, or the sales of the items in here help at least cover that work that I do behind the scenes and behind a laptop and through spreadsheets and through planning and all of that kind of stuff. So the sales of the product help pay for the service that I offer up mostly freely. Because sometimes it's short term, sometimes it's long term, and it goes in cycles. So I don't really have any clients other than the clients that I'm working for, obviously, are starting businesses, just like Aaron is doing his safety life. Is his first priority is making sure that all of our other businesses are safe and following the guidelines, including this one. And then my responsibility is the planning and financial aspect, and the bookkeeping and all of that is my responsibility. And so we are together and we teamwork, but we have our own separate buckets and our own separate businesses to help keep us focused, and in our own lanes sometimes. And so the two family businesses, Cholesterol King and Queens and Rock Lane Properties, that's what they are, is they are our family businesses where we kind of come together and we are working more jointly in those two businesses, because they are mostly service driven, and hands-on feeding, housing, clothing type of things. Where so the safety aspect is the safety aspect, and the Abundance Gift Shop is about the financials. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I'm still in a very state of my business as I'm wrapping up my 16-year homeschool life with my kids, trying to wrap up old stuff and close down and be done with elementary and middle school life, and the same thing with our business files, getting them to where they are orderly and ready to go for if any kind of audits. But other than that, kind of working on closing them down and shutting down our previous 8 years prior to this new 2-year season that we're in. So it's been a lot of work and a lot of emotions, and trying to figure out because I didn't want to stop doing what I've always been doing, but also I haven't been able to do where I was 16 years ago and where I was going either. There just wasn't enough time in the day or energy for me to be able to focus on my future after homeschooling my girls, and what that looks like for me. And I'm not looking to continue on in the education field in the same manner that I have with my children. That is a common thing that does happen, is a lot of homeschool moms do turn into teachers, because they've just naturally been doing that, and now they go and do it for fun with other people. That is not where my direction is going. I do coach, I do help, but it's more children and adults, and it's more like life skill coaching and leading than first grade, second grade, third grade, or any specific curriculum. I go find the curriculums based off of what somebody's life choices or life needs are in the moment, instead of just one field. Again, as a homeschool mom and raising 3 children and 3 different personalities, I learned how to manage what educational needs they needed and wanted, versus trying to make them fit into a curriculum box. So a lot of what the businesses that we have going on, and the reason like the nonprofit was the way it was because it was always an outreach or an outlet of being out in the community from home as homeschoolers. I didn't co-op the same traditional ways as a lot of homeschool families do, that they'll find outside of going to a school. They basically create one, that they build their own little micro community and still do school and social events. We moved around a lot. I have all kinds of different friends. So no one co-op even worked for us. So we just were genuinely homeschooled family, life school as I call it. I don't even call it homeschool. It's a life school lifestyle that I adapted probably, I think, 4 or 5 years into my homeschool walk. It's what works. I can talk about that on some other level with other homeschool parents if they ever want to talk to me about it. And if what they're doing isn't working, I handle that all the time with people, that when they are just ready to give up, and I help people walk through that all the time, because I have given up literally every day sometimes, but I get back on the horse and we move forward. And that's who I co-op with, is we work with individuals one-on-one and come and go, what works for you and how that works for you and your family. The commitments are on each family's schedule, not my schedule per se, or a co-op organization schedule. That works for some people. It didn't work for ours. Very much like why a lot of people decide to homestead, or why they build their own businesses, is they want to be free to work for themselves and to build their own lives more freely under their own efforts. So anyways, that's kind of what the update is on Abundance Gift Shop. Is this business isn't about the sales necessarily of everything. It is helpful when we make sales, but most of the time what it is the items that we acquire and the items that I purchase still stems very closely to the work I also have poured my life into through the foundation. That almost every item that I personally, the business personally operates, is we purchase product that helps build the communities that we're already connected to and new communities that we're connecting with. Whether it be a small business person trying to get started on their own, or again, ongoing missions that, again, they make sales to fundraise, to be able to feed and house and do whatever they do and work their programs accordingly. And so that is what the Abundance Gift Shop broke off of being the responsibility of the nonprofit. The nonprofit can just be hands that serve what comes at them, and also what each individual that wants to serve goes out and serves. And we also have support for someone that wants to go out and serve in ways that they want to serve and maybe have been rejected or whatever, or been unable to start on their own. So Abundance Gift Shop is kind of like Rock Lane Properties in the aspect of project starting, except it's more mission starting, and also the planning aspect of what Rack Lane Properties takes on still usually stems from here. Those efforts, the financial paperwork stuff comes through the Abundance Gift Shop work that I do. And again, it's a place for me to find who my next life is going to be outside of homeschooling my children, since now they are aging up and are able to actually take lead on more of their higher education and their journeys. So I no longer need to operate in the same ways that I did when they were babies. So anyways, it's very exciting for me to see the changes and the clear lines starting to come up. Actually, like I said, most of this is like kind of like the Abundance Gift Shop headquarters space. Again, but that means that's my space that I'm working from right now. This is like my core inbox. But in here, it isn't Abundance Gift Shop direct work. Like as far as like inventory, like some of this is our other small business inventory actually lives in here that I'm currently, as Abundance Gift Shop owner, am helping facilitate and move forward. And same thing with the nonprofit work. And through the nonprofit work are other multiple people or organizations that, as a private business owner, I give of my time and help facilitate some things while the nonprofit hopefully builds and grows and can handle actual ongoing volunteers or employment to be able to keep managing the life that has grown and the connections that are going. So anyways, I look forward to talking to people and meeting with people in person more on the developments of Rack Life in general. I've needed some time to be able to put that down physically, separate that out physically and also on paper. I've been trying to explain what I've been doing for 16 years and what I'm moving it towards. It's too long. I cannot explain it short enough words to make sense to other people. All I can do is just keep doing certain work to separate, which takes nothing but time. I can't just burn everything and start from scratch. That then defeats exactly how I got here and how I work with everybody else too. So I can't quickly show somebody how something works. It's something that is learned through time and through hands-on working with me, and that's all I can explain it as. So anyways, love you, and if you can buy some stuff off of Abundance Gift Shop or any of our Rack Life websites, it would be wonderful. Selling of the product does help so much of what we have going on. So I mean, a $5 order is just amazing over here in my world, because it does move things forward. It moves the item forward, and that $5 was already spent in probably 6 different directions before I put it online as well. And so when someone purchases a $5 item from us, I just cannot explain, but I can explain in the moment probably a more story behind that particular item, because every item has a story, and probably 6 of them if you want to know. So, but most people don't really care. So anyways, thank you for listening to my ramble of now the Abundance Gift Shop update. And I look forward to this little space continuing to develop forward. It actually is a little disorganized again right now, but it is still so much better than what it was a year ago when I started in here. And have been able to start separating this one space with all kinds of stuff into like 7 different clear directions in here. So it is super exciting. And I look forward to actually making my way now to the other containers. And we'll be working that as well. But this for now is still my main hub where my office and stuff even lives, which needs to have climate control really. And so I'm having to work as fast as I can so I don't lose my papers and my hard work. Love you.